Is Ripple going to rip up further, or are we going to dump down? That is the question, because we are at a critical crossroads right here. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, also those links are in the description. Without further ado, let's start diving in. I am going to give you right away a few trading setups. Like I said, we are at a critical junction. We had this mega pump here on Xrp about the lawsuit news. And if I'm going to zoom in on the 4 hour, then you can see that we had this 100% pump. Then we went down a little bit, and from there on we slowly are grinding higher. But we just hit the golden pocket and we took the liquidity from this candle right here where you see the yellow horizontal line. So let me take that out. So we took the liquidity, we went into the golden pocket, and this actually is textbook reversal. Now we have also a lot of liquidity underneath us because this is a nice build up towards that golden pocket. So it would make a lot of sense for us to now just dump lower and take all liquidity, and eventually if we lose this, well, then there is not so much structure underneath anymore, and then I think we are eventually just going to fall down again to 47 cent ish. But there's also something that actually looks pretty good. Let me take the drawings out. Whoops, these drawings out. And that is market Cipher B indicator, because if we're looking at the 4 hour, then you can see that the money flow is very fat. Yes, we are coming down a little bit, but this could easily just start curving back up again. Let's also quickly zoom in on the 1 hour. Money flow is super fat. So that actually makes me believe that we are going to go higher. So this probably just needs a couple more hours, and then eventually we are going to go higher. If you want to short it, wait then for the money flow to really curve down and you have your bearish divergences, and of course price then needs to make a higher high. If we look at the daily, then it still looks pretty good. No red dots, so we can have at least 1 or 2 more sideways or red days before you're really getting that red dot. But as you can see also here, the money flow is starting to curve up again. VWAP is going towards zero line, but if that also then goes up, that is then a massive green sign. Also we have the RSIs tight together pointing upwards, so far that looks good. What are the trades that I will be taking? Well, like I said, first of all, you could take this short trade right here. You need to place your stop loss then above the high, and then you could be aiming at least for these lows right here to start taking liquidity underneath this candle. Doesn't really give you a very nice risk to reward, but actually, like I said, if we are taking this, then you could also aim for the bottom, and then suddenly becomes a very nice trade. On the other hand, I would also trade an Xrp. So let's say we are going for the highs and we are not able to close a full candle here above, so we're going higher, lower, then we close the candle right here. Then we have an Xrp, and then you can definitely trade it to the lows, because then all the liquidity is taken from the top, and then you can just nuke south, and then suddenly if you then put your stop loss above the wick, you have a very high risk to reward. So 2 short trades that I will be looking right now in the very short term. There's an Xrp from the highs, or you can try to trade here the golden pocket. Then if you want to be aggressive, yes, you could put your stop loss all the way above here, or you could also say, you know what, the top is already in because we're coming down right now. I'm just putting my stop loss above these highs right here, because if we are now going to go higher again, we most likely are going to take out these tops and we're going much higher. So then I would put my stop loss above these tops right here. Let me take this out too, this is a little bit ugly. On the other hand, if we are going lower and let's say we are just going for a liquidity run and then we are going back, then my second trade setup would be taking the long from this bottom right here, and then you need to wait a little bit because you need some market structure to be in your favor. What do I mean with that? Well, if we are going lower, so we're doing something like this, you're taking a liquidity, then this could be a very fast dump down. So what you want to see is take the liquidity and then eventually go back, and then we have a break of structure again to the upside, and then you can long, and you then put your stop loss underneath the lowest wick, and then you just trade it all the way up to the upside again, and then my first target would be taking out these highs and then eventually taking out this high. These are the 3 intermediate or quick trades that I would take here on Ripple. If we are going to go much and much higher, and let's say you are already in a long, or you're taking the long here from the bottom, then actually I would be looking at a pretty high target. So we have a few highs here, and these highs are now being have been taken out. So that is this high right here, and I think this high has not been taken out. And then eventually, this actually is just pure liquidity. We have one more high on the top. I think 134 is a little bit too much, too fast, too soon. But then, like I said, this one has been taken out. So if I zoom in here, you can see it on the daily. This one has been taken out that we just marked, like I said, and this one is still then left. So there will be $1.01 or 1.018. That actually still would be a pretty nice move. Still a 25% move to the upside. If I just look at market Cipher B, I say, you know what, this should be possible. So I would be aiming actually for those targets. That will be then in 2 or 3 TPs. So if you are going long and you want to wait for this first to go down a little bit, and let's say this is playing out, you're taking it long here, TP1 here above the highs, TP2 here above this high right here, TP3 then maybe taking out this high, and if you then still have something left, you can just call it the moon back and just let it ride. If we are going lower, TP1 here underneath these candles, and then move your stop loss to entry, and then I would just let it ride to the downside, because like I said, there is no structure here. So this could be a very, very swift move down. This reminds me of a coin, and that is Pepe. Pepe was also just being hyped up. There was some news hyped up, and then you just saw it just skyrocketing, and eventually you see it then just dying out, and just slowly and slowly goes lower, 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 and eventually you're looking back, you're a few weeks further, and this was just a gigantic move to the downside. I actually do expect something similar for Ripple, because Bitcoin moves the market. Bitcoin is the biggest. We are not in a bull market, although some people maybe think so, and therefore I think that eventually this is going to die out. We're going to roll over, and definitely we're going to roll over if BTC is also dumping down. Very important to take that a note. This was it now for the update for Ripple. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share the video with your friends if you think it's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links are also in the description, and see you guys very, very soon again in the next one. Bye bye.